Hello everyone, I'm Doris Colgate. I'm the CEO and president of Offshore Sailing School and the founder of the National Women's Sailing Association. In 1990, I started the National Women's Sailing Association with a wonderful group of 12 other women dedicated to bringing more women into the sailing lifestyle. A few years later, we established the Women's Sailing Foundation, a not-for-profit under which NWSA now operates. In 1999, it became apparent that we needed to recognize those who have worked hard to inspire, educate, and enrich the lives of women and girls through sailing. With the sponsorship of Boat US, the Leadership in Women's Sailing Award was established. Our first honoree was Bernadette Vernon, who was then executive editor of Cruising World and Sailing World magazines, and was incredibly instrumental in supporting the goals of NWSA. I am ever grateful to NWSA and to Boat US for awarding me this prestigious award in 2004, and I'm proud to say that the actual award now sits in the National Sailing Hall of Fame in Newport, Rhode Island. I applaud all the incredible women who work behind the scenes of NWSA to engage women in sailing, and all the leadership and women's sailing honorees who continue to make their mark in encouraging more women to get into the sailing lifestyle and lead the rewarding life that we all so enjoy. Thank you and enjoy the conference.
The Leadership in Women's Sailing Award, co-sponsored by NWSA and Boat US, the nation's largest organization of recreational boaters, is given to honor an individual who has a record of achievement in inspiring, educating, and enriching the lives of women through sailing.
Hi, I'm Betsy Allison. I received the Leadership in Women's Sailing Award in 2000, 23 years ago. The 2023 Leadership in Women's Sailing honoree grew up sailing. She sailed during college, medical school, and has always kept sailing as part of her life. After her husband passed away in 2008, even though she had never docked their Stellar 52, she didn't give up the boat. Rather, she dove into learning to manage and captain the boat, choosing to gain expertise by sailing with other knowledgeable women. She eagerly took charge.
Hello, my name is Gail Hine, and I am the winner of this prestigious award in 2002. Then, our honoree has opened opportunities to many women, fostering their confidence and offering offshore experience, sailing together as a team, gaining experience and skill and confidence. She has afforded dozens of women a chance to sail, race, and cruise offshore. She has encouraged women with boats to race in both the Marion and Newport to Bermuda races.
Hi, I'm Marie Rogers. I won the award in 2021.
As a member of the Cruising Club of America, Offshore Cruising Club, and New York Yacht Club, Anne has lectured and led committees enhancing offshore sailing activities, one of the few women to do so.
Hi, I'm Dawn Riley. I received the Leadership Award in 2003. Anne has met with sailing directors of the Navy and Coast Guard academies. She has presented at NWSA events, including today.
Hi, I'm Nancy Early. I received the Leadership in Women's Sailing Award in 2006. Dr. Kolker is a leader in safety at sea and club events, speaking on medical needs and ocean crossings. A medical doctor, Kolker lectures on preventative measures while at sea, as well as dealing with medically unexpected issues should they occur.
I'm Pat Dieselman, and I am the 2019 recipient of the award. Her disciplined approach to preparing herself, her boat, and crew for going offshore has served her well and is credited with saving the life of a crew member during a transatlantic passage. His medical emergency would have turned deadly without her intervention.
Hi, I'm Corey Sertle, and I won the Leadership in Women's Sailing Award in 2005. For this year's recipient, all this, yet Anne is incredibly approachable. She is willing to talk and sail with anyone, female or male, with a desire to learn.
Hello, I'm Margaret Palmer. I was honored with the National Women's Sailing Association Leadership in Women's Sailing Award in 2020. Anne has raced with all-women crews for numerous Marion, Newport, and Lobster Run races from Stonington to Booth Bay. Anne has been crew and the medical officer for Marblehead to Halifax and has crossed the Atlantic on a Contessa 32.
Hello, everyone. I'm Linda Newland. I am the Leadership in Women's Sailing awardee for 2022. Anne is an active member of the Cruising Club of America, Offshore Cruising Club, New York, and Stonington Yacht Clubs. She is on the board of trustees of the Marion Bermuda race, where she has been instrumental in developing race strategies and providing seminar lectures.
Hello, I'm Deborah Gail Malone, and I was very proud to nominate Anne Kolker for the 2023 National Women's Sailing Association Leadership Award. Anne's boat, Etoile, with Anne as captain, has won the Faith Paulson Trophy 5 times since 2011. The Faith Paulson Trophy is awarded to the first place finisher for an all-women's crew in the biannual Marion to Bermuda race.
Hi, I'm Dr. Deborah Grimm, president of the NWSA. On behalf of the National Women's Sailing Association and the Boat Owners Association of the United States, I'm pleased to present Anne Kolker with the 2023 Leadership in Women's Sailing Award. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Anne. Bravo Zulu. Well deserved. I'll sail with you anywhere.
Captain Anne, congratulations. You're a great sailor and an even better person. I can't think of anyone more deserving than you. So proud of you.
Congratulations, Anne.
So, félicitations and santé.
Woohoo! Love you.
Thank you to National Women's Sailing Association and Boat US. I'm honored to be chosen to be included in a group of highly accomplished women sailors. As a child, I was introduced to sailing by my aunt and uncle, who took my 2 cousins, my brother and myself, at sailing on their 47-foot sailboat. They instructed us how to fold the sail cover, how to hank on the jib, flake it, and when we were done sailing, how to polish the chrome. At the time, I just enjoyed being on the water. It turned out I was the only one who liked sailing. Many years later, as I sailed with my husband, I came to appreciate the beauty and challenge of all aspects of sailing. We graduated from a small island packet to a 42-foot Beneteau to our 52-foot sloop Etoile, which we bought together. We planned to retire, sail, and have adventures. But his diagnosis of pancreas cancer and subsequent death changed everything. Etoile is easy to sail with 2 people. I couldn't imagine parting with my boat. So I decided to keep Etoile and find crew. Friends suggested I apply to join an all-female race team doing the 2009 Marion to Bermuda race. Meeting Deb Gale changed everything. Having done 6 or 7 Bermuda races, Deb was vetting crew for the boat. Although I had never done an offshore race, in fact, I had never done any sailboat racing, I knew that my doctor credentials could make me desirable. Deb and I met for dinner in New York City. I met the boat's captain, Maren Erskine. Then I met the rest of the crew, Garrett, Wendy, Deb Watson, and we began to practice on the J42 every weekend, sailing out of Watch Hill. Since Garrett was driving from Ceylon every time to come down and sail with us, I suggested she come and stay on Etoile with me in Stonington, which was very nearby. Garrett had moved her own boat from Salem, Massachusetts to Grenada, so I was very impressed with her skills. She asked me what my sailing goals were, and I said I wanted to feel as comfortable and confident as captain of Etoile as I did as an anesthesiologist in the operating room. She promised to help. At the time, I had never raised or lowered the in-the-boom roller furling sail, and I had never brought Etoile into the dock. I had much more to learn. We did start the race, but we turned back due to mechanical issues and a big storm that we were going to run into that made the captain uncomfortable. So we flew to Bermuda. And I turned to everybody and said, next time we'll do this on my boat. My first race was an all-female crew was the lobster run from Stonington, Connecticut to Boothbay Harbor, Maine. It was a 300-mile Category 2 race that seemed like a good first try. Our group of 7 included Garrett as navigator, Deb Gale as safety officer, Deb Watson, and 3 other crew who were new to me, but who were racing experienced. As we crossed the finish line in Boothbay, I was very pleased, as we all were, that we had a respectable finish, which means we didn't come in last. I went to the yacht club to check in, and I stood on the deck admiring the harbor and my boat. A man standing on the deck nearby asked if I'd been in the race. I replied, yes. He said, what boat were you on? And I said, Etoile. And he said, isn't that the all-female boat? And I said, yes, it is. And he said, and you made it. I calmly turned to him and said, well, you know, women actually know how to sail. To which he turned bright red and kind of backed away. Oh, well, and we do. As we brought Etoile back from Maine to Provincetown to spend the night, I met Ginny, who was also on her boat with an all-female crew, and I found we had much in common. Ginny's husband had died. She learned to captain her boat and was returning from a transatlantic trip on her boat. Ginny and I have done 2 Bermuda races together, and we've also pulled into a lot of docks where the young dock hands look at us and are kind of like, it's just the 2 of you? So after some electronics upgrades, additional sails, and required additional safety gear, I was ready for Bermuda. We practiced. We did the Fatigawi race in dense fog, and then we were set. Deb Watson asked if she could bring her adult daughter, Audrey, to come along, and I said, sure, why not? The wind at the start of the race was gusting over 30 knots. We reefed the sail, and I was told by my crew that the captain starts the race. So I took off and felt terrified. Everyone else seemed completely calm. And eventually the wind died down. And as anybody who's done an offshore race knows, every day is different. We made it to Bermuda. I thought, great, I've done that. Don't have to do that again. But after about a year, I said, maybe I will try it again. I had no plan to continue with an all-female crew, but it turned out that women kept finding me. I realized from the women I'd spoken with that it was very unusual for women to be accepted as crew unless they were the cook. So I was happy to have women join me. Solveig Freitas, who has been my navigator on several trips, came along, and she was one of the original people who did the lobster run, and asked if she could bring her daughter, Lisa. Lisa has done 3 Bermuda races with me, and Solveig has done at least 3 or 4. A number of women from Tufts started to call me. I had gone to Tufts, but never sailed there. They have a big sailing team. I allowed them to come along. Women were doing a great job, and I had 8 offshore races with all-female crew, except my last race where I brought one guy along, and I told him he had to be deemed the cook. Somehow, men always find it fascinating that we are so capable. but we are. The best thing about sailing is that every time you go sailing, you learn something. It's a sport that can be enjoyed in so many ways. I love the freedom of being carried along by the wind. Many people have helped me learn about my boat and my systems and taught me lessons about sailing. Confident competence is my constant goal. Women are great shipmates with many different competencies. I recall being a stubborn child. It has served me well. My favorite quote is from an article about Dr. Rosalind Yalow, a physicist who was the first American-born woman to win a Nobel Prize. In the closet of her laboratory, she had this reminder posted: whatever women do, they must do twice as well as men to be thought half as good. Luckily, this is not hard. Thank you again.